I tend to really go down a rabbit hole when I do sort of natural objects. I get really deep on tiny little elements. That sort of idea of embracing the strangeness of what those things can be. My name's Jonathan Zawada. I'm an artist and a designer, and in general I just like making things. My son has a rare genetic deletion, and the House of Genetic Diversity that we're building for HP is really about that. It's about celebrating what that diversity is and feeling it on a human level rather than on a sort of an analytical level. So the piece is a series of 8 video works which are looping. There'll be a big structure in the center of the room, sort of demarcates the boundary of the interior of a house building, and then they'll be guided down a central corridor with the displays on either side. And so in each niche is a different offering of imagined fruits and vegetables, offerings to the idea of genetic diversity. Doing all this work on the desktop workstation and then presenting the pieces on HP displays, knowing that that color fidelity is going to be exactly the same is really reassuring to me. I think in particular with this work, some of the stuff I've been exploring in this is a different approach to lighting than I would normally. They're all 4K video pieces that are super crisp and super clean. So rendering all of that material out to a high standard, I think is going to be a pretty big computational hurdle. So I was excited about just getting something and having a powerful setup that accommodates all the different things that I want to put into it. Mark, who I'm collaborating with, is doing a sound piece for the room, making individual sound design for each of the video pieces. He was the first person that popped into my mind when I was thinking of who I'd want to work with on this.
So I'm up here recording some natural ambient sounds. Natural sounds in amongst some of the electronic and the waterphone instrument I'll be using. Tuning these things up or down and putting weird effects on them. It almost could sound electronic all of a sudden.
I feel like one thing we're potentially going to have to see is, and we're not going to know until we get into the space, is the balance of audio for each piece and how they overlap with each other. But that's kind of part of the fun of it, as well as like not trying to solve that problem before we're there. So we're just bumping into the venue at Carriageworks at Semi-Permanent, and I'm seeing the structure for the first time, fully built, which is exciting. So yeah, I guess people will come in through these doors. The flow will be people walk down here, and then in each of these sort of cavities are one of the niches. Each video piece is of a different duration, so the idea is that we have a kind of polyrhythmic effect that happens over time. You know, the idea of polyrhythms to me spoke pretty directly to the idea of genetic diversity as well, and the beauty that arises from variance. And then you'll progress through all of the pieces towards this tower, which will be spotlit, and we'll have our little fruit and vegetable offerings. Try and find some of the ones that I was kind of had in my mind and was referring to while I was modelling up my imaginary ones.
I'm feeling like I'm a bit edgy because of the no sleep, but I'm feeling excited.
So this was the rough idea of sort of starting with the more gentle ones and then building, but also, avoiding the clashing.
Yeah, those two have probably got the similar shaker frequencies,
right.
Even though that's a softer shaker. I can't believe all of this.
I know the little detail.
That was me bowing a bag, a carrier bag.
How do you bow it?
Quite thick paper.
Yeah.
So I just used the bow and just grab the corner and just bowed the corner.
Amazing.
And it totally just did that kind of.
Amazing.
I had to sort of stand there, kind of just kept doing it, watching the thing. It's crazy. I need to get a massive screen like this, and then just get Jonathan to send me high res from now on.
Going in there and experiencing it, I feel like it's come together sort of in a much stronger way than I even hoped it would. People that I've spoken to who have been through the space have all feel like they've been genuinely immersed into the environment and have been quite taken aback by how effective that is. That is incredibly satisfying. There's no way to engage with science on a really human level, the way we engage with art on a human level. So I really wanted to create a place that allowed sort of that engagement with scientific principles, in this case genetic diversity, in a way that wasn't about fixing it or eradicating it or curing it, but just sort of celebrating it, I suppose.